Hi, I'm John from Sanda Snow Shooting Sports, and I just picked up an ATI Sturmgewehr 44 reproduction of the STG 44 and 22 long rifle. It comes in a kind of a little cool packaging here, 540 for it, and what you get is pretty much just a rifle, one magazine. All the internals are in the back. I'm assuming that's similar to the real STGs. I've never handled one enough to really know, but you can certainly see it's still related to a lot of the HK family weapons like the 91s and 94s, the G3. The Setmes, even the FAL certainly was inspired by this weapon in its day, the real version of course. Honestly, just about everything after World War II was inspired by this, no matter what Mr. Mikhail Kalashnikov says, including the AK-47. Certainly took some inspiration and design cues from it. Buttstock just goes on, just like, again, my C93 clone. If you have one of these, the manual isn't real specific on it, but you don't want to dry fire them from what I read. They do, in fact, for underneath your dust cover here, when you draw the bolt back and you cock it, you have to put in a what looks like a chamber flag, basically. And I don't, yes I do. You put a chamber flag in, and that's how you can decock it. So, judging from the hits on this thing, you don't want to be dry firing, or you will really peen up the breech face on the rifle. It shot really well. I was surprised. As far as performance went, in a new semi-automatic 22, I really expected a couple of malfunctions. Honestly, I had one failure to fire, and it was struck really hard on the rim, so I don't think it was the gun's fault. I think it's just a bad piece of 22 ammunition. The magazine, when I first got it, looked kind of chintzy, little plastic. The dimensions are supposed to be all the same, the weight's the same, but the magazine fed real well, real easy to load. So, like I said, it was very reliable when it shot. Accuracy-wise, if you're used to shooting a Ruger 1022 or a Marlin Model 60, it doesn't really hold up to those. After I got about 300 rounds through and started shooting better, really had to play the sights. Out of the box, I was probably 10 inches low and perhaps 6 inches left, if I remember correctly. Really cool. You know, this is an abbreviated Mauser style sight. I don't know if the real STG had it, but you can adjust windage on this one with this little knob. And I'll see if I can get some better images of that a little closer up. Dust cover, I actually didn't know that the STGs had those. Selector switch on the real gun, this would have been your full auto button, I do believe. I don't know on the real one if it had the exact same cutaway and the lock on it. Anyhow, as you can see, it's not an exact replica by any means. It's not all sheet steel, not all stamped. The main portion of the receiver looks to be kind of a bulky casting. The detail is okay, but not great. For a 22 that is 500 bucks, I would probably say it's about a 7 out of 10. The wood's actually pretty nice. I was impressed with that. But all in all, if you gotta have a Sturmgewehr and you don't got 10 or 20 grand for a Sport System Dietrich semi-auto or an actual NFA 1940s issue Sturmgewehr, this is an option if you want to have one. It's pretty cool just for what it is. Again, it's definitely a niche gun. I don't think much people are going to run around and be target shooting these things. It's not something that, it's around 10 pounds. You don't really want to be carrying that around looking for rabbits or grouse or anything. But pretty cool for what it is. Obviously it wouldn't fool anybody who really knew what they were looking for, but I've been Sturmgewehr crazy for so long that I've been watching and drooling on these things for close to a year as soon as I saw about them coming out. So as soon as my gun shop called me and told me, hey, I got one in, I was off like a rocket. And again, it wasn't really that fun to shoot. It's probably going to get broken back down and go into its crate and it'll get stored. Maybe I'll shoot it once or twice a year, I don't know. But it's just, it's what it is. It's a little niche gun. It's a replica that I've wanted for so long, and now I finally picked one up. Yeah, so the wood's actually pretty nice. You can see there that it uses the original style K98K, or just the overall Mauser sling that they used on everything from the Gewehrs to, I think even the MP40s ran that same sling. The magazine even is supposed to be the same overall dimensions.
the magazine release, which is the knurled piece we see there in about the center of the screen, is probably the least ambidextrous you'll find. It's a real shuffle if you're shooting left-handed. So, anyhow, that'll give us a quick look at it. I'll flip her over, and we'll take a look at the other business side. Pretty cool looking gun, though. There's our made in Germany. I probably shouldn't show my serial number. Put our Rochester. There's our dust shield. There's that modified Mauser style sight that would have been so common during the World War II era. And that's the other side. But there's a knurled knob there. You can control windage by turning that. And I thought that was kind of neat. I wish the K98s would have come up with that idea. That piece, the handguard, actually is stamp sheet steel. One of the few pieces on this rifle. Once again, sideways sling mount, just like the K98K. This piece was kind of unique. I was wondering if it was some kind of bizarre upper mounted bayonet lug, but from what I found, I guess it was actually just a gas plug. I guess they could turn them and twist them and adjust them on some of the models, kind of like the FAL, and I guess that extended rod is just something to hang on to. I don't believe this one actually was fitted for a bayonet to begin with. And from the pictures of the original I've seen, it looks like the knurls on the actual muzzle brake were a lot sharper and crisper. Just like a lot of the detail on the receiver. It's cast, it's a big bulky trigger. It's not real sharp or crisp in detail. In fact, it looks better here on camera than it really does. The grips are also nice wood, but man, they are uncomfortable. It's a big, huge, blocky, heavy grip. And just like most of the HKs now, I think even the MP5 comes apart this way. The lower section, of course, falls away, hinged right there, more like an AR, but the lower grip, just like a new HK93 or the 91s, comes apart. Obviously, I'm not getting a good angle here. So, it was interesting. It's probably a coffee table or conversation piece more than a shooter. I doubt they'll go up in value. The quality's just not that great for a $500 gun, especially for something from Germany. I did expect a little bit better. I don't have buyer's remorse. I don't regret it at all. It's still it's a cool toy that I've wanted for so long, and I'm kind of excited about it.
Do you want to shoot it?